Hey everybody, it's Landon over at Callahan and Rice Insurance. There are only 10 vehicles on the market today that are under $25,000 new. Cost new to you. There's only 10 of them on the market. Can you believe that? We're going to talk about how that affects your insurance policy in just a minute. So yeah, only back in 2017, there was actually 36 new vehicles you could purchase, Ford, Chevys, name all of them, that were under $25,000. Family-friendly vehicles, all the same. There are actually no large minivans or SUVs that you can buy on the market today that are under $25,000. So families are having to spend more money on their automobiles and their way of transportation. So one of the things we're going to get into today are a few ideas as to how you can make sure that you're protecting yourself through insurance, because all the vehicles that are out there driving are just valued higher than they had been. So number one, there are more expensive vehicles on the road today. Should come at no surprise based on these statistics. But what I need you to understand is how your insurance policy would respond if you caused an accident for a vehicle in a higher elevated value. It's your property damage limit, liability limit, that you need to focus on. If you have state minimum limits, here in North Carolina, that's $30,000 per person, $60,000 per accident, and $25,000 in property damage. That is state minimum. That's the least expensive, relative to which company you choose, that you can pay for insurance based on the limits of what would actually be covered. Well, and again, in today's world, at $50,000 average cost of vehicle, state minimum limits are just simply not enough to make sure that you're covered. So your policy would pay up to that limit, that $25,000 limit, and then beyond that, you're going to have to write a check to make that other person whole if it's your fault or if it's some partial fault of yours that goes beyond that liability limit. Property, damage, liability, that's what you're looking at on your auto policy. Number two, auto claims are up 18% over 2021. 18% more crashes, claims being submitted to insurance company across the board. So all the insurance companies add all their data together, and there's studies that are commissioned to go out and look at these statistics. Basically, 18% lift in the number of accidents and claims that are being submitted. Why? There's more driving now that the pandemic is over. More people are getting out and about, and maybe they forgot how to drive. I don't know. But they're costing us all more money, because as accidents occur, obviously the insurance companies are not able to turn as much profit or work at a loss. In some cases they have been. So they have to raise the insurance rates. Now keep in mind, your auto insurance liability limits will matter here, okay? So I know that some of you may be trying to keep that cost down by holding on to those lower state minimum limits, but as we said in point one, most vehicles that you see and encounter on the road, whether they're new or used, are going to be valued higher than that state minimum property damage limit. Final reason why state minimum limits are not good enough for your auto insurance is that more Americans today are distracted than ever before. Our phones, our devices, the iPads that we drive in these days, they just have more engagement factors with them. We want to touch them, we want to lift them and talk with people, we want to whatever we're doing on them, Facebooking, things we shouldn't be doing. But we're doing those things, and it's causing more accidents, seen at point number two in this video, and therefore more and more things continue to happen on the roadways. Another great reason why paying for a little bit higher liability insurance is going to be a good expenditure to protect you and your family. So Landon, after all of that, what do you actually recommend? So for property damage limits, I don't recommend you go lower than $50,000. I would like to see you at $100,000 in the property damage liability limit. It's not all that expensive to bump that up, I promise you. You do have to make some other adjustments. Normally, insurance companies require you to make adjustments to some other limits in order to get the $100,000 property damage limit, but it's definitely one to investigate, as it could come in real handy if you had a problem. On behalf of all of us here at Callahan and Rice Insurance Group, thanks for watching.